Okay, recording. Okay, so question 2 pula, jawapan dia C. Okay, why is the amount of charge stays the same? Because the charge is not affected by separation. Okay, not affected by separation. By D lah. Okay, right. Question 1, subjective questions pula. So number 1. Okay, so given is the area, which is 0.2 times 0.3, which will gives us 0.06 meter square. Okay, and then the separation is given as 1 millimeter. Okay, so from here, it asks us to calculate the capacitance lah. So capacitance can be calculated by using this equation. Okay, so dari sini, you should get the value of 5.31 times 10 negative 10 farad. Okay. Then question B pula, they ask us to calculate the amount of charge, Q. Okay, so given pula the voltage, which is 12 volt. So this, we can just directly use Q equal to CV. So we have 6.37 times 10 negative 9 coulomb. Okay, so remember usually not really. Actually, capacitor, usually the answer would be in nano lah. So kalau kamu tiada dapat nano tu, sometimes they salah lah. Usually, okay? Not all the time. Okay, and then question C pula, we can calculate this because this is a parallel plate capacitor. So they will have a uniform electric field. So we can use this equation. So E equal to V over D, which will gives us 12 times 10 to the power of 3 volt per meter. Okay? And then I think that's it. Yeah, so that is on question number 1. Ada masalah question number 1? So this is past year. If you have problem, then you will have problem during PSPM. Kalau kamu dapat jawab ni, so that should be okay lah. Alright, boleh jawab?
Miss,
Ya,
yang 1B itu
ni.
bukan 63 itu darab 10 kosa negatif 10 kan, Miss?
Kira kalkulator balik.
Oh,
See, 5.31 negative 10 times 12. Miss dapat, Miss dapat berapa? Dapat ka? Nampak ka? Miss dapat 6.372. 10 negative 9. Kau dapat berapa? Siapa yang lain? Yang lain dapat berapa?
Negative 9 juga, Miss.
sama dengan Miss. Saya salah di satu
Oh ya, mungkin tertinggal 0.0 tu kali.
Oke, Miss.
Okay. Okay, soalan 2. Okay, soalan 2. So question number 2. Number 2, so we have the diagram. Actually, question number 2 ada mistakes. So ada di cell. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Then this is our cell. Okay, so in this question, correction there is question B2. Sepatutnya the 12 volt is for capacitor. For capacitor 2 microfarad. So instead of yang 3, it should be 2 microfarad lah. So that's why you will have problem calculating question C. Okay? Okay. Now, first we have to calculate the effective capacitance. So effective capacitance, remember we have to simplify the circuit lah. Okay? So the first thing that we can do is simplify these two capacitors. Okay? Remember this is not in series. Why? Because there is a junction here. Okay? So it's not directly connected to the other leg of the capacitor. Dia ada connection di tengah ni lagi di wire. So that's why they are parallel. Okay, so if you solve it in series, that would be wrong lah. Okay, so first I'm gonna label. So this is gonna be C1. This is gonna be C2. This is gonna be C3. Okay, so if you simplify them, you should get the circuit to be like this. So this is C13, this is C2, this is your EMF. Okay, so basically C13 is in parallel. So you just add those two capacitors together, which gives us 4 microfarad. Okay, and then based on this circuit here, this is connected in series because these two legs are directly connected. Okay, so this would gives us 1 over C13 plus 1 over C2 to the power of negative 1. So this, the answer is 1.33 microfarad. Okay? Okay. And then question B, okay, kalau dia minta V1, dia cakap based on the question yang before this correction, dia bagi tahu 3 microfarad, dia punya V is 12 volt. So supposedly, since they are in parallel, they should be equal lah. So it should be equal to 12 volt. Tapi sebenarnya yang di 12 volt tu is for capacitor 2. Ya, itu correction dia. 12 volt is for capacitor number 2 lah. So sekarang kita akan cari untuk V1. Okay, so remember for parallel circuit, V13 should be equal to V1 equal to V3 lah. Okay, V1 is for capacitor 1, V3 is for capacitor 3. Okay, okay. Lepas tu, what else do we know? We know that for series circuit pula, for series circuit, the charge is equal. So the charge should be equal. Okay, kiranya yang ini Q13 lah, equal to Q2. Okay, so what we can do is, we can, in order for us to find the volt across 13, is we are going to calculate it using this equation. Okay, however, what we do not have is the charge. Okay, so that's why we have to calculate Q13. So Q13 ni is also equal to charge at capacitor 2. And this can be calculated using C2 V2. Okay, so dari sini you're gonna get 24 microcoulomb. Okay, so kita sudah dapat Q13 which is 24 microcoulomb. So from here, substitute je lah dalam ni. Ini C13 is the one we've calculated just now, which is 4 microfarad. Okay, so substitute into that equation. So we'll get V1 to be equal to 6 volt. This is also equal to V1 lah. Okay, yeah, so in this chapter, it is very important that you memorize lah the characteristics for parallel circuit dengan series circuit. Okay, so kalau kamu tidak dapat memorize that, then you will have problem solving the questions. Okay. And then question C, it asks us to calculate the energy stored. Okay, so energy stored is U half CV square. Okay, so V here, we haven't calculated. Remember, for series circuit, the total voltage is the addition of all the voltage across the capacitors. So it is basically the addition of these two voltage lah. Okay, so we have V13, which is equal to 6, and then V2 is given as 12, so this would gives us 18 volt. This is the EMF lah, EMF of the cell based on this diagram here. Okay, so dapat 18 volt. So dari sini baru kita boleh substitute. But remember, the C here is the effective capacitance. And then this V is the EMF lah, which is this one, 18 volt. Okay, so substitute all the values and you should get 2.16 10 negative 4 joule. Okay? Boleh? Ini soalan PSPM juga.
Boleh, Miss.
Okay.
Boleh.
Okay, good. Okay, boleh continue exercise. So, bagi tahu Miss, soalan mana? Okay. Exercise. Sepatutnya kamu yang simplification of the circuit. Okay, sudah. Exercise 3. Okay, exercise 3. Exercise 3. Okay, exercise. Yeah, exercise 3. So the first question dia tanya based on 1.5 microfarad, 2 microfarad, and 3 microfarad. So we have to determine which would gives us minimum effective capacitance dengan maximum effective capacitance. So untuk minimum, series circuit punya connection lah. Okay, series circuit, because that would gives us 1 over 1.5 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 negative 1, which gives us 0.7 microfarad. So this is the minimum lah. And then maximum pula is parallel circuit punya connection. So this would gives us 1.5 plus 2 plus 3, which is equal to 6.7 microfarad. Okay. Right, that's question number 1. Question 2. So given is the area.
Miss.
Sorry.
Miss, bukan 6.5 kan?
Apa?
6.5. Bukan 6.5.
1.5 plus 2 plus 3.
Sorry, Miss.
Yeah, 6.5. Sorry. 6.5, huh? Nanti Miss edit. Okay, question number 2. Given area is 0.5 meters square, and then the dielectric constant. Dielectric constant is epsilon r, which is 2.1. Okay, so this will calculate the plate separation if the capacitance is equal to 0.1 times 10 negative 6 farad. Okay? So, yang ini, we will be using C equal to epsilon A over D. Okay? So, remember, epsilon R, which is the dielectric constant, is given as epsilon over epsilon naught. Okay? So, ini untuk the dielectric material. This is the permittivity in the presence of a dielectric, and this one is for permittivity of free space. Okay? So, we have to substitute yang ini nih. So, dia jadi AR epsilon naught. Okay? So, dari situ, kita just substitute into this equation here, A, D. Okay? Okay. Lepas tu, substitute lah all the values. So, you should get 9.29 times 10 negative 5 meter. Aduh, sorry, salah pula mistulis. This is D, this is C, and then D. Dia minta plate separation. Okay ka? Betul ka? Try kira. Ano to salah? This is 2.1, 8.85, negative 12. This is 0.5. And then this is 0.1 times negative 6. Okay. Sepatutnya dapat inilah if miss data salah tekan calculator. Okay. And then question B, if it is connected to a 12-volt punya potential difference, we have to calculate the amount of charge. So this is just Q equal to CV, which will gives us 1.210 negative 6 coulomb. Okay. Okay. That is on question 1 and 2. Then untuk question 3, it is a very long answer. So ini jawapan dia. Okay. Apa soalan dia tu? Dia tanya apa? Exercise 3. Okay, so this will explain why the electric field decreases when a dielectric is inserted. Okay, so jawapan dia yang inilah. Okay. Basically, they won't ask you in PSPM lah this type of questions because this is concepts understanding. They might ask you time UPS, which is on 14 February ya. Jangan lupa 14 February kita UPS. Okay, sudah habis salin. 3 sama 4. Tapi Miss bagi juga kamu PDF ni nanti di Google Classroom. Okay ya. Miss continue number 4. Boleh ka?
Miss. Boleh.
Okay.
Boleh, Miss.
Okay, number 4. Okay, number 4 given is the area, which is 0.05 times 0.08 gives us 4 millimeter. Okay, and then we have the volt, which is 12 volt, and then the separation 1.5 negative 3 meter, and the dielectric constant 3.7. Okay, so number 4A, kamu tengok nanti balik lah di sini. And then I'm just gonna go straight ahead to question B. B. Okay, so question B asks us to calculate. The change in the charge storage because of the dielectric insertion. Okay, so in this case, firstly, what we have to do is we have to find delta Q is equal to Q minus Q. No, so we have to calculate the value of Q, right? So first, I'm gonna calculate it after the insertion of the dielectric constant. How do I do it? Is by using Q equal to CV. So what do we need is we need the value of C, because now we only have the voltage. So C can be calculated using the equation epsilon A over D. Okay, again, we do not have the value of epsilon, so we have to use the dielectric constant. So the relationship between those two is this equation here. Okay, so we have to substitute lah. Kita substitute into this equation. So after that, substitute all the values and you should get 8.73 times 10 negative 11 farad. Betul ka to? This is 3.7, 8.85, negative 12. Area is 4 milli. And the separation is 1.5, negative 3. Okay? So try to calculate this using your calculator. See if I have the same value. Betul ka? Okay.
Betul, Miss.
Okay. So Q is equal to 8.73, negative 11, V is 12. So Q, you should get 1.028 nano. Okay? Lepas tu, we have to find C node in order. We have to find C node because we need Q node. Okay. Okay. So how do we calculate that is by using the dielectric constant. So remember, dielectric constant is equal to C over C naught. Okay, which is also equal to epsilon naught. Okay, so remember this relationship. So we can then calculate C naught, which is C over epsilon R. Okay, so from here, you should then get C naught to be equal to 2.36 times 10 negative 11 farad. Okay, so dari sini, do the same thing. Q naught equal to C naught V, which gives us 2.83 10 negative 10 coulomb. Okay, so the amount of charge, the change in the charge storage is just Q minus Q naught. So subtract them and you should get 7.65 and negative 10 coulomb. Okay? Ini jawaban untuk number 4. Exercise 2, question number 4.
Miss,
Okay.
apa sudah jawaban tadi, Miss?
Jawaban mana?
Yang itu nanti yang change in charge.
7.65. Ini.
Iya, sorry, itu tenang 1 titik, sorry.
Okay,
Thank you,
continue.
Miss.
Okay. Continue. So now, exercise 2. Question number 4. Coba. Question number 4. Okay, so we have to calculate the charge on each plate. Charge on each plate if the separation is twice, and then charge on each plate if the radius was twice. Okay, so the separation is constant. Okay, so given is the capacitance, which is equal to 10 negative 6 farad, and voltage is 12 volt. Okay, so question A is just Q equal to CV, which gives us 120 10 negative 6 coulomb. Okay, and then question B, we have to calculate the charge if the separation is now twice the original separation. Okay, so the separation is double. So write the equation again, but we have to find the new capacitance. Okay, but the voltage remains constant. So C here is just epsilon naught A over D apostrophe. Okay, so here we substitute 2D. Okay, so epsilon naught A 2D. Okay, so basically the original situation is C here is just equal to E naught A over D, which is equal to 10 10 negative 6. Alright. Okay, so this is the original capacitance, and then we have to factorize 1 over 2 so that we are left with E naught A D V. Okay, so why do I do that is because this would essentially gives us CV, which is 10 10 negative 6 times 12, which is equal to 60 microfarad. Okay. And basically yang ini nih is also equal to Q. Q yang we've calculated just now, which is 120. Okay. Kaya boleh question B?
Boleh, Miss.
Okay.
Miss.
Huh?
If I put 6 times 10 to the power of negative 5 pun boleh juga kan?
Macam mana?
10 to the power of negative 5.
10 to the power of 10 to the power of negative 5.
Yeah, for B. Yeah, for B.
Mana satu 10 to the power of negative 5?
So when I put the value on the calculator, they'll give me 6 times 10 to the power of negative 5.
Oh, 6. Oh, this one. Yeah, can.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, yeah. So question C. So now instead of the separation being doubled, the radius of the capacitor is double. Okay, sekarang ni radius dia yang double. So basically, we have to do the same thing, but we have to take into consideration the area lah. So Q, just gonna put it that way. So this is the new capacitance. Okay, so this is E naught A over D. Okay, times with V, and we know that area for circular plates is pi r square. Okay, so E naught pi r square. This one I have to put that because this is gonna be pi r square. Okay, over D times with V. Why I put apostrophe gini is because it's to just not being confused with these previous questions here ni. Okay, you can leave it out. You can just write Q equal to CV lah. Just make sure tidak salah time calculation. Okay, so E naught pi, we have to substitute 2r square here over D times V. So again, I'm gonna factorize the 2 square here. So it will become 2 square is 4 lah kan. So 4 E naught pi r square over dv. Okay, so this is just 4 E naught A over d v, which is again just 4 C V. Okay, so substitute lah 420 10 negative 6, which would gives us 480 ka. Yes, 483 80 10 negative 6 coulomb. Okay. Ya, gitulah tu. Okay, boleh faham?
Macam mana, Miss?
Mana satu? Dari mana?
Okay, saya dapat eksponen juga. 4.8 times 10 to the power of negative 4.
Ya, sama aja tuh.
Okay, Miss.
All ataupun 4.8 negative 4 coulomb. Okay, ada lagi. Soalan mana lagi? Dali ka?
Soalan 5 lah, Miss.
Soalan 5. Apa? Okay. Question number 5. So question 5, we have to calculate the capacitance of the capacitor and then the amount of charge to be removed to reduce the potential difference to 15 volt. So from 20 volt, this will be 15 volt. Okay, so given is the charge, which is equal to 100 pico. Pico is negative 12 coulomb. And then the potential difference is 20 volt. Okay, so the capacitance of the capacitor can just be calculated using this equation. Okay, so from here, you should get 5, -6 farad. Okay? Ataupun it should be -12. So, kamu dapat berapa?
-12, Miss.
-12 pula. 5, -12, -12 farad. Okay? So, question B. Sekarang ni, we have to calculate Q to let V to be equal to 15 volt. Okay? So, now, basically, the capacitance is constant lah. Okay? The capacitance is constant. So, the new value of charge is CV note lah. Okay, C is 5, -12. This is 15. So this one should get 7.5, -11 coulomb. Okay, so the amount of charge to be removed is 7.5 minus 100, then -12 is equal to 2, diba? Minus
2.5 times 10 to the power of -11 times.
Diba? Terbalik. Kaya tidak dapat. So you have to remove 2.5, -11 coulomb. Okay? So the amount of charge needs to be removed is 2.5 and -11. Okay? Okay. Next. Ada lagi? Select this. Yeah. Yeah. Ada lagi soalan?
Miss.
Apa?
Jadi kalau contohlah kan tadi kita tolak Q dengan Q naught kan, tapi contohlah kalau kita guna volt itu kan direct terus macam 5 pico yang something itu terus kasih masuk dalam equation pun boleh juga kan?
Boleh?
Oke, Miss.
Kau dengar kelas lain kan nih?
Apa, Miss?
Kau sudah dengar kelas lain kan nih?
Enggak lah, saya punya roommate.
Oh, oke. Oke, ada soalan?
Saya rasa itu sudah kali, Miss.
Oke, exercise 1 tidak masalah lah.
Miss, nanti Miss bagi final answer aja kan dengan kami.
Apa final answer?
Bagi setiap soalan.
Ini.
Ya.
Nanti Miss bagi ini.
Oh, oke.
Lepas tu untuk chapter 3, Miss baru update tau chapter 3 punya notes. Siapa yang download awal tu, download it again. Because I've removed some of the questions, which is this one. This one, Miss remove sudah. Sebab it's too complicated untuk your level. Okay, so make sure kamu download the updated one lah. Okay, and then okay, itu je lah. So for the exercises starting chapter 3, you will be, if kita face to face sudah lah, if we face to face, you have to present them in front of the classroom. Okay, so there's 75 students, around 13 groups of 5 kali. Really? 13 groups of 5 ka? Oh, 15 groups of 5 kali. So 15 groups of 5. So every time nanti time class, I'll ask you to present for the exercises lah. So it's not gonna be individual lagi. It's gonna be in groups. Okay, ada soalan? Ada soalan?
Tidak, Miss.
Tidak, Miss.
Okay.